Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk about some basic and intermediate uses of Google Forms. So Google Forms can be used as quizzes or surveys or even just regular assignments in the classroom. So today I'm going to title mine Vocabulary Quiz. If you click up here, it should also change to the title name. One of the first things I do whenever I am creating a quiz or a survey, I always make sure that it's going to automatically collect the email. So you can do that by clicking send and then checking the box here. So that will come up for you now to tell you that it is automatically collecting emails from school users. The next thing that I am going to show you how to do is to add a little bit more validation when it comes to data. So you can type in a question like, what is today's date? And it will come up automatically for date. You could also have time. Whenever you're doing maybe a math question, you can also have some data validation options if you click these dots over here. If it's short answer, you just want them to give you the correct answer without having to put in the multiple choice. You can click response validation, and that allows you to choose whether the answer has to be a number, text, length, or just like a regular expression. So if it's a number, you can also have all these options where, okay, maybe you're looking for a whole number. Maybe the answer they put in has to be greater than or equal to this. Maybe the answer should be between this. And that way, if they put in an answer that is out of that area, then it won't allow them to submit it. You can also enter in a text if the error comes up, such as that number is too small. So if they put what's 4 times 5 and they put 3, the error text would come up and say that number is too small. So you can kind of play around with the other data validation options. Again, there's text, length, and those all change too. So if I move on to my next question, one thing that's really nice with Google Forms is being able to add images. You can look them up by Google image search. So instead of maybe putting music, I can just find like a picture of a music note and insert it. Okay, so those are nice for those students that may be struggling readers or may not be able to read yet. Another thing that you can do is you can add images in your question, the same way as we did for the answers. There's also an option to add a video for a student to watch and then answer the question below. Say I wanted to have the students watch a video on nouns and then tell me what nouns are. There comes up with these options that I can insert into the Google form automatically by clicking select. Now this is going to come up and it's going to be looking different for them. So the students will be able to watch this, and then below you can ask a question about it, like what is a noun? And then maybe you can do short answer, maybe multiple choice. whichever makes the most for your classroom. Something that you've probably already used if you are familiar with Google Forms is the making this a quiz option, where you just have to click this and that's going to change kind of the layout for your quiz. It's going to tell them their grade. You can also lock the quiz so that students aren't able to open other tabs while they're taking the quiz. There's all kinds of different options that you can choose from depending on how the quiz is going to work for you in the class. And if you click on this drop-down arrow for presentation, you can have a progress bar available for the students as they are completing the quiz. You can also shuffle the questions so that if people are taking the same quiz in the classroom, then they're not all on the same question at the same time. Another thing to remember is if you are using the quiz option, then it is going to be important for you to enter in an answer key. So whenever you create a question, make sure you click answer key and actually choose the correct answer, and that way the test will be able to give you the data immediately instead of you having to go in and give the points manually. And in that answer key dropdown, you can also add answer feedback, which is pretty interesting. So if a student were to select an incorrect answer, you could tell them why that answer is incorrect. And then your correct answer would be different or the same. Okay, so that way that will automatically populate for them depending on what they choose as either the correct answer or the incorrect answer. So that feedback might be valuable for them. If it's a younger student, then this may not be something you would use because it's usually explaining why they got the incorrect answer or the correct answer, but definitely something to use with the older students. Also, when giving feedback, if you want to edit it, you can click the little pencil, and then if a student gets an incorrect answer, you can add a link, and maybe you'll link to a different video that they can watch about nouns or whatever your question is. Or you can go ahead and just insert a video, and that will automatically take them to that video when they click the incorrect answer, so that they can have a little bit more feedback with some extra instruction. This, a link could be something that they could read to learn about. It doesn't have to always be a video. All right, well, I hope that this was helpful for you as far as the basics and intermediate examples of things that you can do on Google Forms. And good luck using this in your classroom.